Hey everyone, welcome back. So doing another video. I kind of want to try and do a video a day, whether we have a good day or a bad day, or to go over good trades or bad trades, because we can learn from both, right? Arguably, more from the bad ones. Um, I find a lot of my bad trades, quote unquote, are. Mostly just me not following my rules or um, being too emotional. You know, I'll exit a play sooner than I want to, um, or maybe I get in a little early. I'm pretty good about that, but I'm human. Shit happens, so I'm not perfect. But two trades that I want to go over today are um, the arm trade from this morning. And actually, we may make it three. The arm trade from this morning, which ran 50%. Our Apple trade from this morning, where we took about a 10% loss. And our SPY trade from this afternoon, which is technically still open. I took profits early at about 12%. I should have stuck a trailing stop loss on that because those calls are now up. Oh well, I guess SPY just tanked a bit, but they were up almost 40%. So I just want to show you basically what I was looking at. So uh, first trade is arms. So yeah, okay. I'm a little late to the party. Apparently, I didn't know arms options were available for trading. But this is a stock that I love the volatility of lately. It's been on a pretty nice uptrend, and you can see here. I love these moves, man. Look at these moves on this hourly chart. This is just chef's kiss stuff, man. As far as these buy and sell indicators on our Q trend system. So we missed this last short play, obviously the buy play before that, the call play before that. But we did hit big on this trade here when I finally found out that ARM is indeed trading options. So what did I look for? What do I look for? So as you guys know by now, if you've been following my channel, we look for our Q trend sell signal and our MACD cross. Okay, those are our main indicators. Support and resistance also very important. Okay, so what did I see here? So we can even go back to this other trade and look. Now we just for clarity purposes, we did not take this trade. Had I known there were options available, we absolutely would have taken this trade and the trade before this, the call plays before that. Um, and again, for clarity purposes, I'm already out of this trade. I took about 50% profits on this play here after we got in. And yeah, this may run up to 151 here again. Um, it may very well run 200%. And I may get in on a pullback again, but for right now, I took my profits on my trade. And although I had planned on holding this overnight, I will not be holding this overnight again because I took my profits at 50%. That's a nice win for me. So what did we see? Again, let's go back to the short play here, right? So why would we enter puts here? Well, we have our strong sell signal. Our MACD cross is bearish. We have bearish divergence here on the RSI divergence indicator. And our money flow index, it's nothing to write home about over here. This would kind of be indifferent to me on this play. But those three things coupled with the fact that we are at resistance here at this 151 area, would have been my cue to go short. But to leave things less complicated, I look at these two main things again: the sell signal, the MACD cross bearish. We would have opened here, puts on open. They would have paid, decently, maybe 30-40% here throughout the day. But had you held them through, this would have been, a good, almost 200% play, somewhere in that range on these ARM puts. We were able to play the bounce. So this morning, again, same thing. We're at support at 131, right? We have a MACD cross here, and we have our buy signal on the hourly. So we entered calls, and these calls did run up. They did run, if you look up here, this is where I got out, pretty much at the high here. And they're now back up close to the high. They're up about 40% now, those calls, maybe a little over 30. And you can hold this play overnight, but whenever you hold a play overnight, you're taking that risk on. You don't know what's going to happen overnight, and if a trade starts to go the wrong way, you're going to take a loss on it, and a pretty big loss is, potentially. There's nothing you could do. Your trades, you can't get out of the trade until, until open, until the market's open. Another thing I like about trading futures. So if you guys are interested in learning more about trading futures and want to follow me on my journey with trading futures, go ahead and follow the video, the futures trading video. And I'm just getting started on that. A couple of my friends finally twisted my arm enough to get me to start. And the biggest draw for that for me is just this after hours action. I want to get in on it. You know what I mean? And it'll be trading mostly the ES, which is the S&P 500, or the MES, the micro futures. So yeah, as simple as that. Why did we get in on ARM calls? Well, we got our buy signal here pre-market, and we our MACD crossed, and you could see also that we started ticking up here on the MFI and the RSI. So that was another bullish indication there. And again, we took profits, which was at for now for the top. Again, we could see another move like something like this, and it will probably come again, probably after hours. But that's not something personally that I am willing to risk. For me, I'll just get in the next day and I'll trade it during the day. There's plenty of action during the day for me. So that was our ARM trade. And you can zoom in on that a little bit, zoom out, whatever you want to do. Yeah, I mean, we didn't enter exact. When did we get in that trade? Hang on, I have my. Just pulling up my Discord so I can see. Blah blah blah, yada yada yada. When do we enter the multi-day ARM trade? Let's see. Okay, so 9:45. So I'd have to zoom in on the 5-minute chart and actually see how this actually played out. So yeah, I mean, we actually entered here at the bottom here and caught this rip up. Entering right at open is never, the best idea, I guess. Now, granted, if you entered right at open, you still caught those gains. You know what I mean? You just maybe caught 30% instead of 50. So in a nutshell, that's the ARM trade. That's why we entered the ARM trade. Technically, this play could still be on. I'm watching it kind of overnight to see what it actually does. But I no longer have a position here. I took my profits at 50%. So the next trade I want to show you is Apple. This was a short trade. It was meant to be a longer trade here, but Apple is holding this 180-ish level of support here, this very important level. I'll just kind of show you the trade that we took here. So we did get a sell signal on our MACD, on our hourly chart. Our MACD did cross bearish. However, this 180 level of support is extremely important. Now, we may re-enter this trade, but I'm waiting until we lose this support. So we took about a 10% loss on this. Had we held, however, the losses could have been much more substantial. Uh, so essentially, I want to see what happens at this 180 support. Is Apple? Are we going to hold? Because we're just kind of dicking around here right now. But at the end of the day, it needs to hold this support if we want to bounce here. If we do, I will very likely play that bounce. If not, and we lose this support, then I'm going to short it, and I'll make that money back and then some. That's the plan, at least. So right now we're just kind of going sideways. Now, why did we exit that trade? I'll show you exactly why. So we did have this candle close under. It was this last candle close under 180. Yeah, I guess it did not close under 180. Sorry, I might be looking here. I mean, it closed at 180. It closed at one. Uh, it closed at 179.99. So, kind of a coin flip there, but technically, it's looking like it's trying to hold. But to me, if I see a play that's not going my way, or it looks like it could go 50-50, those are not the odds or the percentages that I like to play. I like 80-20 is kind of my what I look for. High probability plays. If I can hammer nothing else into your brain, it is this. You do not need to trade and take every single trade. You simply want to position yourself only in the high probability plays of success. So play the percentages, and look for only the best trades. If you take only the best trades, then you're magically going to have more success because your losses are going to go down and your wins are going to go up because you're only playing the high probability plays, the plays that have the highest chance of success, therefore placing yourself in the best chance to have success. And in a nutshell, I think that's all trading is. You know what I mean? You want to play the percentages, put yourself in the best position for success. So I did want to show you that Apple Play to show you, hey, this is not all wins and rainbows and unicorns around here. That's just not realistic. So I do want to show you both the wins and the losses because there's something to learn from each. So TBC on Apple, even though I'm not on the play right now, I am looking to see which direction it takes here, 180, and I will trade with the trend. If you're keeping track, that's a 50% gain on ARM, 10% gain on, or 10% loss on Apple. And the last trade I want to go over is our SPY call play from today. Let me just look at the alerts here so I can see. This was a day trade, Q trend. Okay. All right. So at 12 o'clock, I did call out just to keep an eye out for a potential bounce on the SPY. So we're going to move to um, the 5 minute chart here to zoom in a little bit. And let's see where we're at. Okay, so we had this big sell off this morning after that rip after the inflation data came in, and we found support here. So that was my first clue here that a potential bounce might be coming, right? So again, at 12 o'clock, this is where I saw the bounce. I said, okay, our MACD starting to roll over. Okay, our MACD crosses here, and we get a buy signal at 12:40. I did then call out, or at 12:45, excuse me. After this candle closed at 12:50, we entered our play at 12:51. Um, and as you can see, again, look, we have our buy signal. We're at support, and our MACD cross bullish. So we would then enter our trade here, or we did enter our trade here at about 5:07:10 ish, and it just started to move in our favor pretty much immediately. Now, for me, I ended up taking profits personally. I take profits usually a little bit sooner than most people. I should have. I'm using a trailing stop a lot more often. But the whole Apple thing was kind of sketching me out around that 180 area, and I did personally take profits at about 12%. I did say in the alert that you could put a trailing stop loss at break even. And had you done that and moved your trailing stop, this is important. Whenever you put a trailing stop on, whether mental or hard, you want to move that trailing stop up as the stock goes up. So as it goes up from 10 to 20 to 30%, you want to move that trailing stop up with it. How do you use the trailing stop? Again, this play ran up about 40% up to highs, maybe a little higher. And how'd you use a trailing stop? Then you probably stopped out somewhere around 40%, 30 or 40% gain. So not too shabby in, about an hour and a half's work. So that was a SPY play, simple as that. Now, I didn't show this in the last video, so this is something I do want to show. So when our hourly chart is on a buy, so our hourly chart here you can see is on a buy. Our MACD is bullish. We're at a level of support here, and we have our buy signal on. For that reason, I favor calls, and if I do play puts, we play them less aggressively than calls, if at all. Um, uh, so. Um, so our hourly is on a buy. So I would be more bullish than anything. I would look for entry into calls more than anything. Now, granted, again, this is a great put play here, and it would have been a lotto put play because you did have your sell signal. You were at resistance. We were oversold on the RSI, and you did get your MACD cross bearish here. Hang on, let me fix this a little bit. So you did get your MACD to cross bearish here. So absolutely, you could have played puts here. They just would have been lotto size. Now, again, here we have a play. We have a play developing here. Again, I would err toward the call side, but you could play puts here as well. Look, we're getting our MACD cross here. We have our sell signal here, And, as you can see, we're starting to drop here already, right? So, I mean, this is happening in real time. You know what I mean? Now, on the lotto plays, one thing I want to say. So, yes, you can play puts here, even though the hourly is on a buy. I would um, take profits sooner on these plays. I would have a shorter leash, is the best way I can say it. Don't expect them to run crazy because you're running counter trend to that hourly chart. But as you can see, you can absolutely still make money with this play. That may not look like a big drop on that candle, but that's 10% gains on a zero TTE right there. So that's a winning play already, anyways, just wanted to share that. And as you can see, it's starting to come up a little bit already. But um, anyways, if you guys like this content, please like and subscribe to the channel. Again, I'm really trying to get comfortable making more videos. I've been trading the system for a while now. Ever since I found it, it's been almost like a godsend. I was a decent trader before that, but this system here has really it's made things simpler. As you can see, it's very simple to see. You look for your buy signal or your sell signal, and you look for that MACD cross, and that's it. And then you enter the trade, and it's really as simple as that. And again, the only other caveat to that is, again, you look at the hourly chart. We are in an uptrend, right? So we're on a buy here, right? So again, you would either not play puts at all and only play calls, only look for bullish position until this changes and moves to a sell, which it almost did here, or you lightly play with puts. You want to tread carefully is what I'm getting at. So anyways, hope you guys like the content. If you do, like and subscribe, hit your notifications button, and I'll keep pushing it out. Appreciate you guys watching.